What's good, YouTube? It's Aquarius Leviathan Prophecy, and it looks like the Knicks have lost. Um, I'm not gonna be one of these fans that's salty. We always fight tooth and nail when we face them. You know, um, it's just. I mean, there was a little tack. There was a little. That was. I mean, there was a lot of ticky tacky fouls that the referees favored the Nets a little bit, but I guess within the last closing minutes they kind of back off. But I'm never gonna blame the refs because they make mistakes just like how anybody makes mistakes. It's up to the players to execute, and Randall had a look. He just put too much mustard on that shot. If he would have just, eased into his shot, we would have probably sneaked that one in. Um, but it's all good. It's all good. Um, I did say the Knicks was going to win. When it was like around the third quarter when we hit like 96-70, that was putrid. I don't know what that was, to be honest with you. I thought we was going to, put on cruise control and, basically run away with it when we had like 96, not 96, 86, when we had 86-70, you know? And then I saw that like 5 minutes passed, and then we said we were still at 86. It's like, but I mean, obviously, the Nets, they can outshoot anybody. It's kind of like a football game where it's like a track meet. Like I score, you score, I score, you score, I score, you score. You know what I'm saying? Um, but it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough for 7 games to put these guys down. They're gonna have to have an off night, because I really don't see them slowing down. Um, Even though they have a lot of baggage, even though they've been on the news for the wrong side of things, they still have a lot of heat. Like I said, if KD doesn't play, Kyrie could pick up the slack. If Kyrie doesn't play, James Harden can pick up the slack. If KD doesn't play, both James Harden and Kyrie can pick up the slack. So this team got shooters. You know what I'm saying? A whole lot of shooters. And when you score 100 and what, 14, like, I mean, you can score within anybody, and I don't care who you are, you know? Uh, you know, so congratulations. And now, we're in that situation where we can't lose any more games. Like, any more games because it's not like we have any tiebreakers. We've been losing. I think the Sixers are 2-0 against us. The Raptors, I don't think we have yet to play them. The Boston Celtics, I think we lost against the we lost against the Boston Celtics multiple times. Um, and now the Nets, I guess the Nets swept us, kind of like how the Miami Heat swept us in the regular season, and then obviously we got them in the postseason when it mattered the most. You know what I'm saying? 1999. Me, I'm saying. So that was one of the greatest performances of Knicks history. You know what I'm saying? Because if you go back to that series, Miami Heat had us in the waters. You know, like every regular season game that we faced, they beat us. Like they actually swept us in the regular season. But when it mattered the most, we beat them when it matters the most. Now I'm not saying that this Knicks team is the 1999 team, Knicks team, but you see the differences. You see how Brooklyn beat our asses a lot. You know what I'm saying? Probably like 3 times already, because we do face them. What? I think we face them 3 times. Usually it's 4 or 5, but I think it's 3. You know. You could correct me if I'm wrong on that, but yeah. But listen, man. I'm not salty. You know, we played hard. We always play hard against the Nets. Um, you know, it's just it always comes down to the wire. You know, it always comes down to the wire. And tomorrow I'm gonna do a reaction video on that because I didn't see the game. It was by radio. You know, um, so I'm gonna look at that game tomorrow and see how that went down. Like I said, man, last game came down to the wire. We obviously wind up losing. Today, Randall just missed a bad shot. You know, it was an open wide shot. I'm not gonna say it was a bad shot, but he just put too much mustard on that shot. You know what I'm saying? Like if he, like I said, if he would have just eased into his jump shot, he would have probably made it. It would have probably rolled a couple of times, like Kawhi in that baseline three against the Sixers in the playoffs. But if he would have just, you know, shoot within like, you know what I'm saying? Like if he would have just controlled his shot, like step into his shot, he would have probably made it, you know? But he didn't, and you know, we lost a close one. Um, but that tells you Miami Heat, I'm saying Miami Heat, that tells you Brooklyn Nets can be beat. They really can. Because in the playoffs, you're gonna have to play defense. I know a lot of people is not gonna want to hear that. But in the regular season, you can go 0 to 100 real quick. You know what I'm saying? But in the playoffs, you have to play defense. Because there's no out shooting the other opponent when it comes to the playoffs. That's regular season. Playoffs, they clamp down. They say, okay, we're going to force you to play to our strengths. You know what I'm saying? We're going to force you to play with our strengths, within our strengths. So meaning that we're not going to let you, you know, get wide open looks. You know what I'm saying? Regular season, you can have at it. You know what I'm saying? You can blow out teams left and right, but in the postseason, defenses clamps down. You know, just like in football. You know, Lamar Jackson can go for 5 touchdowns, rush for 2 touchdowns, but in the postseason, you see the difference. You know, even though I mean, I know I'm getting out of subject, but I'm just making a point. Like you see how Lamar Jackson evolved over time, but before that, he was just one and done in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? Because he would go 0 to 100 in the regular season, and when it comes down to the postseason, he doesn't show up. You know, but last year he did show up. He balled a little bit, but still they went out in the second round. So, but I'm gonna be very intrigued on how the Knicks do because obviously we don't have any tiebreakers. So we're gonna have to win throughout our whole entire. Like we're gonna have to win out basically. Like win, like probably go on a 9-0 run or win 5 or 6 or 7 straight just to get enough wins to qualify for the tournament. You know what I'm saying? Um, but yeah, man. Very proud. We fought. You know, we didn't lay. You know, but at the end of the day, man. You know, I'm never gonna blame the refs. You know, even though it was little even though there was a little ticky tacky fouls, I can't blame the refs. I just can't. You know, it's not in my DNA to blame somebody. You know, um, because we had a shot. You know, we had a chance, especially when the Knicks was around that 86 to 70. Like I don't know why we let them came back. That game, that score, we like right now we should not right now, but at that time the Knicks should have hit. The Knicks should have hit like let's see 96. They should have gone on a 10-0 run right there. Like it should have been 70 to 90 right there. No, 86 to 96 if they went on the 10-0 run. But they didn't. They let the Nets creep back up. And then obviously they try to make it up. but it was a little bit too late. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, man, great game. Shout out to Knicks Nation. You know what I'm saying? And but yeah, man, I mean, it's a tough one. It really is. So we just have to get back to the next game and, get back on this winning column, because next month it's playoff time around May 18th, I believe. It's when, palms get sweaty, and we need these wins. We cannot be losing to subpar teams like the Bulls, like the not the Jazz, not the Bulls are not really playing bad. Bulls are like 20, 22, and 28, I believe. So they're playing thin and thick and thin, you know. Um, but yeah, man, we just have to win. We can't lose to teams like the Pistons, like the Warriors, not the Warriors, not the like Wizards. We can't be losing to teams like that, especially right now where we are right now in the standings, So look for my Knicks to go on a winning streak. Probably, I'll probably say 5. I'm not gonna guarantee no wins, but I'm just gonna say that we have to go on a winning streak. Because we've been up and down. We lost 2, and then we go back losing 5 straight. So we can never get consistency in this team, and it starts right now. We need to go on a run badly. So yeah, so like, comment, subscribe. I will put the video in the description box down below. Fuck the Nets. Clippers in 6.